While Cannes Lions is billed as the global festival of creativity, not everybody was in a celebratory mood. Global environmental organization Greenpeace struck a dissident note at various venues of the festival. This included flash mobs, a little ambush marketing, and some plain old-fashioned protesting. We spoke to Greenpeace activist Gustav Martner to understand their cause a little more. Gustav is a former advertising executive who then got disillusioned with the advertising industry and went on to become an activist. Gustav Martner, most people come to Cannes to receive an award, but you came here to give an award back. Why did you do that?
I mean, it was important to me to show that the same feeling of achievement that I got when I received it in 2007 has now turned for me into, disappointment. Since the advertising industry, instead of driving the change, which I thought the advertising industry would do, instead increasingly are helping to keep business as usual and status quo in a time when advertising could have been the driving change and could have been so much of a contribution to actually get us off fossil fuels. And I wanted to put a spotlight on that by handing back the award to Cannes Lions, because Cannes Lions are sending a signal to the industry by awarding fossil fuel companies in Cannes. They're sending a signal saying, this is fine. And by letting fossil clients be here at the Croisette, talking in panels, as long as they give a platform to all these companies, and as long as they accept advertising agencies working with these climate criminals, they are not showing the way. They're rather distracting from what's needed to be done.
What did you win your Cannes Lion for? It was for advertising. You're a former advertising man yourself.
In 2007, I won a gold lion for Volkswagen. And that was before I saw the film An Inconvenient Truth. It was before Dieselgate, when Volkswagen manipulated their emissions. It was before the Paris Agreement was signed. I thought that I would be a part of the big change to get the world off fossil fuels. But instead, I increasingly became a part of an industry reducing the speed of change, distracting from the solutions, and greenwashing business and spreading lies, basically. A lot of the agencies here are into the business of spreading lies for fossil fuel companies. And they are still allowed to be here. They should be kicked out. But you know what? The only guy who has been kicked out from Cannes Lions this year, that's me.
Some would argue that advertising is merely the messenger. Why shoot the messenger? The companies still make the cars, the companies still fly the airlines. The advertising industry is just carrying a message. Why shoot the messenger?
I don't think that's correct. I think advertising come in two categories. You have one category that, to your point, is more competitiveness because there is a need already. So if there is a genuine need for a product, you can show your product and show you the competitor, and you might win in that competitive space. But you also have advertising's ability to drive lifestyle changes and to drive increase markets, right? So I will give you a clear example. If an airline company is briefing one of these agencies saying, I want you to make an ad that makes Valentine's Day into a travel holiday. So we want you to do engaging advertising, showing that the symbol of love is when you give your partner a weekend trip. Then you're expanding the market of airline travel, and you're increasing overconsumption of fossil fuels. And those kind of briefs have to go out. They have to go out of the window, because we cannot let agencies change our lifestyles to increase fossil fuel consumption. If any brief, they should work on briefs that are reducing fossil fuel consumption. And therefore, we need a ban on fossil ads.
A lot of people who work in agencies, young people especially, care deeply about the environment.
They do.
What do they need to know about the environment? If they're working in an agency, what do young creatives need to know?
I think we should not put our focus on the young creatives, because they have less power than the older one. They have less money. They are not the ones that should be driving this change, if you ask me. I think the more senior you are, the more money you have, the more salary you have, the more it's your responsibility to fix this.
What do senior people in advertising need to know?
Support the fossil ad ban.
Let's end with something about India.
Oh, yes, would love to.
And India is a growing economy, and one group of people argues that a growing economy needs fossil fuels, needs energy, needs it to grow to get people out of poverty.
Yes.
How do you turn this message into something positive for India? How does this message apply to India?
Well, I hope that we can design all legal frameworks, both in the rich and privileged world and also in other parts. So we can design legislation in a way that it drives a just transition and a world where you don't have to choose between a job and the climate, in a world where we have climate justice. Because what you are bringing up is climate justice, and there will not be a green transition without a more fair world. So we cannot let these rich people run the show anymore. We have to distribute money in a more fair way. And without doing those kind of things, we will not fix this. But again, banning fossil ads that I'm trying to get, as it happen, that is just one of many boxes we need to tick. The UN sustainability goals and all that all have to be fixed, right? But one thing we have to do is to reduce the ability for the climate criminals to use ads and sponsorships to delay climate action and delay climate justice.
Gustav, some of the things that Greenpeace did at Cannes this year, one was, of course, you going on stage to return an award. I think there was a gorilla party crashing where you crashed a party on the beach side. I see a boat with a banner out in the water, and I saw, I think, 2 people climbing up on a...
Well, it was more than 2 people. We had a lot of people storming the Palais.
You know, a lot of marketers are going to say, this is great. We should use some of this as guerrilla marketing.
Yeah.
Will that upset you if people start using your form of protest as a form of marketing?
Not if they do it for something that is good for the environment. I'm only interested in changing the world for the better. I'm not interested in owning ideas. Feel free, copy, steal, take my ideas, be inspired by our ideas, as long as you don't do it for the fossil companies.
In an ideal world, what would a Cannes Award look like? If you were the director of the Cannes Festival or the Cannes Lions, what would the award look like, say, in 3 years' time?
I mean, would love to see that, obviously, that some of the agencies, all the agencies working with fossil fuel clients, that they were banned.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see seminars where the ones who are actually driving change for real are present, not having like 3 people that do great things and then all of a sudden it pops up like a fossil fuel executive and these kind of people. Why give them a platform? I mean, first you need to change, then you should have a platform.
Gustav Martner, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you very much. Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.